NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By Napa Auto Parts. Napa, get the good stuff. By Gillette, feel phenomenal with Gillette Fusion Power Phenom, the only razor used by the Gillette Young Guns. And by Allstate. Are you in good hands?
70 laps complete. Denny Hamlin, your leader in Richmond, as we're ready for our clear to drive restart. We'll take one more lap as they have waved off the restart to get everybody in line. There will be 31 cars on the lead lap when they come by in the outside lane to take the green. The first run produces some interesting images. Here's Denny Hamlin. Watch the right front of his car as the wheel comes off.
Yeah, this is when you'll get the most brake dust on that first time in, because the pads are all new, everything's brand new, and you're going to shave off the most of your brake pad on the initial run.
But besides watching the rotors glow, the crew chief will look and see how much dust hits pit road, and he'll kind of give that driver a judge. And he may even have that tire changer about 200 or 300 laps into this race. Just take a quick peek at those brake pads, making sure you got enough to get to the end.
New face in the top 5 is Elliott Sadler. In the number 19, he has moved up to 5th on the pit exchange.
Yeah, he was hanging around the top 10 there, so that's a good pit stop for those guys.
Green flag at 72 laps.
The real fight will be up there with those guys on the inside line, like Scott Riggs in the 66 and Jeff Gordon in the 24, trying to be the first car lap down. You're the first car lap down. The caution comes out. You get what we call the free pass back on the lead lap.
Short track Saturday night. What better time for a crank it up with NASCAR on Fox? So things happen fast, but it takes the field a long time to sort out and get anywhere near single file. Now Kyle Busch has moved up to 3rd in the number 18. Martin Truex, who started this race 2nd and ran there for quite a while, has dropped a spot to 6th. Matt, what's the matter with Truex?
Mike, lap 20, Martin asked if his brakes were glowing. Kevin Bono Mannion pitted right across from the entry to turn 1, said no, they look fine. Relative to the others, they look great. And then right before that stop, Truex asked again, are my brakes glowing? They responded again, no. He says because the pedal is down and it's bouncing around, so there is some concern about the pedal, the braking system for the one at Truex.
Now, let me just explain something. When you feel that vibration in the pedal, a lot of times that vibration will knock the pads away from the rotor. So when you first initially go to the brake, you won't have much pedal. You got to hit it a lick. You got to hit it a lick to get the pads pushed out.
Oh, that was Sam Hornish who brushed the wall.
There's some wall brushing going on back in there, I'm telling you.
Talladega winner Kyle Busch is moving forward. Steve?
Mike, the Joe Gibbs cars run 1st, 3rd, and 10th. Kyle Busch on the last pit stop, they made air pressure adjustments. They made a wedge adjustment. Similar condition for his teammate Tony Stewart. They just needed to be freed up in the middle.
Hey, Steve, everything's gone right for Denny Hamlin lately. How's his golf game?
Well, Mike, Chris Devoto told me last week, when you're hot, you're hot. Denny Hamlin had a hole-in-one on a course at the Peninsula back in Cornelius, North Carolina, and he says he has witnesses.
Wow. Yes, he has been on a roll this week.
Well, Darrell, you said Talladega's a par 5. This is a par 3.
Yeah.
Hamlin had a hole-in-one on a par 3, and he's led every lap tonight.
Yeah, well, he's setting up for another one here tonight. I can tell you that. That car is awesome, man. That thing is pulling away from everybody except little buddy back there, Mark Martin, and he's keeping him in striking distance.
But I think this car we're riding with, I think he's going to be a player here before too long. He just drove by Kevin Harvick in the 29. We're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. Started back in 22nd position. This is a battle for 6th that we're watching right now.
We've documented Jeff Gordon's woes. He made a stop under this caution, trying to make that car better. Dick, what did they do?
Almost nothing, Mike. Gordon said that the car is still snapping loose. The big problem is that it's tight, and then the back end tries to come around when he gets on the gas. The only changes that they made were to initial air pressure adjustment. He has passed just 11 cars since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, but he's done something that's good for him right now, Dick, and he's in the free pass position. If he can stay there, they've definitely helped that car from the way it started. But he's not back in that heavy traffic now.
Well, let's hear what Jeff Gordon's saying about that car now.
All right, race to 66 for the lucky dog. It's a long race still, so if we don't get up here, we'll keep making you better. We're just going to have to get it when it counts, buddy. You're doing good. I know it's not good, man. Just keep taking care of it. We'll get somewhere.
That was during the caution flag. Saw a little smoke there as he came off the corner.
That car does that a lot. It rubs the fender a lot. I mean, I don't think there's a race that we haven't been to that he doesn't have a little smoke coming off the tires.
And why is Jeff Gordon such a story? He won the pole here last year for this race, but this week has his worst start at Richmond ever.
But I just believe what Steve Letarte, who we just heard, being a cheerleader to Jeff Gordon, I think what he told me is the absolute truth. Go back to Phoenix. Jeff Gordon won Phoenix there last year, and he was not that good when we were there. You heard Matt Yoakum earlier say, same tire combination we ran at Phoenix. I just don't think they can give him a feel right now that he's looking for with this generation of Goodyear race tires. You know, Mike, you talked about how durable these cars are. We do need to mention Johnny Sauter, Dave Scogan, that 70 car. They're still out there, only 2 laps down. In fact, running just out in front of Denny Hamlin right now. Of course, Denny's running him down now, but that just shows how durable this new car is, that you can hit the wall like that, come to pit road, pull the fender out, change the right front tire, and you're back out on the racetrack. That's the reason we have so many cars running at the end of these races now.
When we restarted at lap 72, Elliott Sadler was the 4th place car. They picked up a lot of spots on pit road, perhaps by changing just 2 tires. Sadler is now paying the price for whatever change they made to get him track position. He's just fallen to 17th.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, the leader's in 3 and 4, and he's in 1 and 2. He's only about a straightaway and a half behind, Steve.
DW just checked with the team. The problem with Elliott Sadler was somebody else made contact with him, and he lost about 5 positions and lost all the momentum he had from the restart. He's trying to get back into a rhythm.
But, Steve, I can't imagine those guys. They had to have changed 4 tires. If you've been watching, you want 4 tires every chance you get.
At the front of the field, the Richmond area fans, and there are lots of them here, have had plenty to cheer about. Their boy, Denny Hamlin, has led every lap so far.